Welcome to the Defense and Aerospace Report. I'm Vago Muradian here in Nashville, Tennessee, covering the Army Aviation Association of America's annual conference and trade show, the #1 gathering of U.S. Army aviators from around the world to talk strategy, policy, budgets, technology, and more with industry, thought leaders, and media. Our coverage here is sponsored by Bell and Leonardo DRS, and every once in a while we have a rare honor to talk to two heroes who are doing great things for our heroes, our wounded veterans. General Dick Cody, legendary Army aviator, former Vice Chief of Staff of the United States Army, and Tom Landwermeyer, who is a retired Brigadier General in the United States Army, distinguished aviator as well. Both of you are for Homes for Our Troops. You're the chairman, sir, of the organization. Tom, you're the president. General Cody, tell us a little bit. You know, you've devoted your life to the Army and to service in combat and also in peacetime, and now as a retired leader. Talk to us a little bit about Homes for Our Troops, what you guys do, and what really differentiates you from what a lot of the other organizations out there are doing.
Well, thank you, Vago. Well, right after I retired, I joined Homes for Our Troops as the chairman. We're on our 15th year now, and I wanted to do something that made a difference. And I found Homes for Our Troops. It was started back right after the war started. And so we focus on those severely wounded soldiers from Afghanistan and the Iraq War. As you know, as the Vice Chief, I sent most of these young men and women into combat. And when they come back, especially those that are severely wounded, they face an awful lot of obstacles. One is living in a house or a home that needs to be specially adapted for their needs. And this fit with me. So that what Homes for Our Troops do, and we call it building homes, rebuilding lives. And so we build homes across the country for those that are medically discharged, rated severely wounded by the Veterans Administration. And we have them pick out where they want to live, and we build them a large house, about 2,700 feet, fully adapted to the Americans with Disabilities Act. And then we teach them how to own the home, and then we help them the whole way. We stay with them. And what makes us a little bit different is when we're laser focused on those who need homes. And then we're laser focused on teaching them how to own their home as well as rebuild their lives. And what I'm most impressed with, there's two numbers. One number is we've built over 278 homes across the country in 44 states. But I'm also very proud of the fact that we've never had anybody leave our home. And we've had over 140 babies born in our homes. We've had over 80 of our veterans get their bachelor's or master's degree. We've had their wives get their bachelor's or master's degree. And then I have about 20 of my home recipients who have set up their own 501c charitable organizations to raise money for their fellow wounded warriors, and they donate it back to us. And so we're a big family. We call them our alumni. And right now we've got a goal to have 500 homes built by 2020, which Tom is going to deliver for us. And we do it on the graces of the great American people. You know, every one of these soldiers who raised their right hand after 9/11 or re-enlisted after 9/11 really wrote a blank check to America, and they signed it. They didn't know if that check was going to be paid with their life, an arm, a leg, or both. And when they come home, what I've found traveling around this country is America wants to cover that check. And so when we give a home to someone, we say, on behalf of the American people, welcome home, and we're going to provide you a house so you can raise your family, live your life to your new normal, and be a proud citizen of America. And so that's what we focus on.
That's extraordinary. I don't know anybody who Dick Cody hasn't put his arm on and said, you're going to do this, that has managed to fail, and I don't think that's in your lexicon either, sir. But I mean, you know, it takes quite a lot of resources. I mean, building a 2,700-foot home, especially to ADA standards, and to do it right so that it's not a lemon from the start is a big challenge. Talk to us about how you're doing that, and more importantly, how people can get involved to contribute either in time, materials, labor, or any other way to try to help these dreams turn into reality.
So as the chairman stated, we're 100% funded by the American public. So about 70% of those annual revenues come from individual donations, foundations, grants, and about 500 to 600 independent fundraisers across the country that we monitor. The other 30% comes from our corporate partners. About half of that is dollars in cash, and about the other half is with material, gift in kind, that allow us to build these homes.
I'm going to ask you a tactical question in a minute, but first a strategic question. So, sir, how does the nation need to think about our wounded warriors, given that, when the wars were going on, there was a lot of interest. Anybody who had a little bit of money launched their own 501c3. Some of them we found out were fraudulent and absorbed resources. And some friends of mine in the community have worried about a distraction of effort, that you need unity of effort and sustain for many, many decades. What's the right way for the Pentagon, associations, AUSA, you name it, to think about this issue in a strategic long-term basis so that we're there for these families and this community? You mentioned limbs lost. There's also been a gruesome psychological toll that it's taken. Just like your Vietnam generation also suffered wounds and scars and people taking their lives well after the conflict was over. What is the kind of strategic outlook we need to make sure that the nation is there for this community 50 years from now, not just there in the beginning when it's flashy and sexy and people want to be involved?
Well, there's an awful lot of 501cs out there, and all of them do great work. There have been some that had some, what I call hiccups. I don't know if, speaking for Homes for Our Troops, I don't know if the federal government can do this. A couple reasons why. One is we run a pretty lean organization. And the other piece is America, in my mind, when I go out to Smithville, USA, and we talk about Johnny Jones went to your high school. He gave an arm and a leg for you and I. Let's give him back the mobility. Who wants to help us? And there's an outpouring. And America wants to give back to these soldiers. And so we try to provide them that opportunity. And I think that's important for us as a nation, especially with less than 1% ever donning the cloth of this nation. But I tell people you can serve this country in other ways. You can serve this country by taking care of those who have borne the burdens of battle and combat. And so I think the Pentagon has done a good job in husbanding the resources and pointing people in the right direction. I think we need to stay with private organizations. The best way, if you want to know what organizations are doing well, is just go and do due diligence with Charity Navigator and Charity Watch, and then get on their websites, like our website, and you can see, because we all do our disclosures, and you can make your own choices. We stay laser focused on the severely wounded. There's other organizations that build for Gold Star wives. That's wonderful. That needs to continue. There's other organizations that are building for homeless. That needs to continue. We decided to just stay laser focused on this one area to make a difference there.
And I didn't mean at all to indicate or nor to malign all of the tremendous organizations, because there have a couple of bad apples that have bad actors that have been there. So Tom, talk to us a little bit about the schedule you guys are on. When are the next homes you're going to be delivering? And more importantly, how specifically folks can get involved?
So we average about 25 homes a year that we deliver. The next one is actually coming up here in Tennessee. So we'll be turning the keys over in mid-June, just down the road in Murfreesboro. Of course, ways that the public can help us out. The chair mentioned we don't spend a lot of money on advertising. Almost 90 cents on the dollar goes to our one program. So there's really three good ways that everybody can help out. And the first way is just going to our website, www.hfotusa.org. Once on there, you can go to a map that shows where all we're building, see if we're building in your area. If we are, go out and wrap your arms around that veteran and their family that's coming in, because they tell us where they want to live, so they chose to live in your location. Second thing you can do is help us with awareness. So tell other people about the organization that you heard about, that you went out and visited, went to a volunteer day and helped do the landscaping, went to a key ceremony and saw what the home was all about. Help us get the word out about our organization. And third way is, if you can, donate. If you got a passion in life, if it's running or cooking or something like that, you can always do an independent fundraiser. Like I said, we have about 500 to 600 of those across the country that help us.
Wow. Tom, Landwermeyer, General Dick Cody, retired United States Army, Brigadier General, retired General. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you for what you're doing for everybody, and I hope that we can help you guys raise awareness for what you're doing, which is just extraordinary. Thank you very, very much.
We're going to invite you to the key ceremony up there in Pennsylvania.
That would be an honor, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, and look forward to also coming up there to your great Wounded Warrior Aviation event.
Flying Heroes, yeah, a lot of great kids.
Tremendous, and any and that is something we'd love to profile as well. Thank you very much. Tom, thank you very much. Appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you.